Alright, what's going on, guys? It is your boy TKD, wanted to hear back in Place and Source, and I wanted to get my thoughts on the Battlefield 2042 beta like earlier this week, but I didn't realize that I guess their definition of open beta means that there is an early access pre-order period. Was not aware of that earlier on. Like, I don't know why you would call it an open beta at that point, but I digress. It is October 8th, which means it is open to all PS5, and I'm pretty sure PS4 users as well. You just gotta download it on the PS Store, and it's really truly an open beta now. I think it's only for today and tomorrow, so there's a limited time that you'll be able to play it. But overall, you know, I do have some gripes and different things that I did not like about this beta, but as a whole, I found myself really enjoying it, and I'll get into all that here in the video. But before we get to all of that, number one, if you have a PS5 Digital Edition, make sure to enter in that giveaway that we're doing here on the channel with the good people over there at Nexigo. They did offer me another PS5 Digital Black plates to be able to give away to the channel to a lucky subscriber, so definitely go over there, check out that video, show it some love, all that great stuff. Follow them on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube as well. All those links will be down below in that giveaway video. Definitely go check it out, show it some love, and if you end up enjoying this video, make sure to leave a like on the video, as well as hit subscribe to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest and all things PlayStation and PS5 games coming out this fall. But getting into it now, Battlefield 2042, I've been hearing a lot of good and a lot of bad things, but I definitely wanted to get my hands on it to give it to you all. And straight up here, first up, the thing that is going to be very apparent and very clear, even when you see on the gameplay, is that this game looks incredible. I thought it looked great. I think the lighting is really cool. I think that the overall just fidelity of just here in this beta is very telling that the game is likely going to be beautiful, and you know, that's to be expected, right? Like, we've seen gameplay before and it definitely looks impressive, and to be honest, Battlefield has always looked really good, so there really wasn't a huge surprise there. But I did really enjoy the sounds of this beta as well, when it was like a jet that was, you know, zooming past me, or a tank blowing up or whatever. Like, the actual soundscape in this game was really cool, and I love how, like, even when I was, you know, up atop like a high point, the sound overall sounded different because I was further away from the sources of those sounds and stuff like that. Like, it's like little things, but I just think that it just adds a lot to the overall experience. Really enjoyed that as well. And as a whole, like, what I kept feeling about was that, so just to give a little background, right, I come from a COD background, right? So I'm definitely more of a COD fanboy, and definitely, you know, still play COD here and there and different stuff like that, but that was my main shooter back in the day. And so the only Battlefield that I really connected with was Battlefield 3, which I love. Battlefield 3, I love playing Rush and stuff like that on that game, love that game, and I feel like this Battlefield has finally returned to form in that way. I know Battlefield 4 was a modern Battlefield, and then we had the you know, World War era Battlefields most recently, but I think Battlefield 2042 is really harnessing that Battlefield 3 vibe that I definitely missed a lot, and definitely seems like they are going for that here with 2042, and I personally love to see it, you know what I'm saying? But in spite of all that, you know, I wish we did get access to different maps in this beta. I would have loved to seen what other maps look like in this game, and to play Rush as well, my you know, by far favorite game mode in Battlefield. But I get it, it's a beta, they're probably just trying to stress servers and just you know get a feel for it, and definitely a little bit of marketing for sure. But overall, I still enjoyed my time with it, even if it was just one mode and one map and everything, and I think a lot of you all will enjoy it as well. But the one thing that I really was taking notes on and really, you know, noticing a lot was that this Battlefield feels very different than other Battlefields in terms of the core mechanics and the gunplay of this Battlefield specifically, which I know this has a lot of Battlefield fans in that community really riled up, really not happy with it. But me, of course, with my bias coming from a COD background, I think that these changes are great to the Battlefield game overall. So let's talk about it, right? So essentially what has gone down in Battlefield 2042 is that they have upped the bullet velocity on pretty much all the guns across the board from close to medium range, right? So you're not having to lead your shots as much and as aggressively as you would with other Battlefields in the past, and you're not having to, you know, really keep track of distance and bullet drop and stuff like that, because the velocity of the bullets across the board, I feel like, have been greatly increased to make it feel more like a hit scan or more like a COD type of feel to it, where you don't really have to really pay attention to leading your targets and distancing and stuff like that in the core multiplayer of Call of Duty. I'm not speaking to Warzone, I'm not really a huge Warzone player. That has a whole different ball of wax to it, but overall, like, there's definitely less attention to, you know, bullet drop and leading your shots in Warzone as opposed to the traditional Battlefield in the past. And so I feel like this overall is making this Battlefield feel a lot more approachable and a lot more accessible to a wider pool of players that necessarily don't have, mouse and keyboard, and they're not the super hardcore player that really wants a, super in-depth challenge with that. They just want a casual shooter to play, and I feel like Battlefield has struck a nice balance, at least of just first impressions from me playing the beta, where I feel like, when you're at a medium range and when you're at close range, you're not having to always control and pay attention to the distance and stuff like that. But when you're at a distance and when you're trying to hit those long shots, you are having to lead your shots and you are having to take account for bullet drop and everything. So I think that they have struck a chord where the more, skilled Battlefield player from the past is still going to excel at longer ranges and those type of engagements, but the, up close and medium different engagements are going to feel a little bit like Call of Duty, which I think is a good thing overall. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's a great change. I think it's going to allow a lot more players to not have this, hardcore look at Battlefield every time they play it, and I think that they're going to pick up the game more often than not than past Battlefields with Battlefield 2042. But hey, if you're a Battlefield guy and you don't like this, honestly, I really do see your perspective. I get it. I can understand when a game that you love is kind of changing and becoming more of a game that is catering towards a more overall player base and, not always to the niche hardcore. I get that, right? Like, I have been there before, but overall, like, I think that, it is going to be for the benefit of the game overall. I think that a lot of people are going to give it more of a chance this time around, you know what I'm saying? And I think that I think overall there are going to be more positives than negatives. I could be wrong on that. I don't know. I'm not a Battlefield guy, you know what I'm saying? So down below, if you're a Battlefield guy, let me know your thoughts. Definitely give me that context. Are you feeling it? Are you not feeling it? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. But going on beyond the gunplay and everything, which I definitely was enjoying, I really enjoyed the unshackledness now of these classes, where it's not like the medic class or the assault class only have these assault rifles to use, or these SMGs to use, or these snipers to use. You can pretty much mix and match and use any weapon on any class and everything. I think that's a huge benefit. I really like that, how I'm able to have a bit more flexibility in terms of my class, and then like I'm not having to dedicate myself to a specific role in game. I think it's great, and that's another thing as well that I know a lot of Battlefield people are not feeling. For me personally, once again, take my bias with account. I think it's a good move, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How are you feeling about that if you are a Battlefield guy? So I was over here, in the beta, zip lining. I was over here getting the jump on some people. I was I was definitely getting more familiar and more comfortable with the game as I played it more, but I did start to notice that this is definitely a beta for Battlefield 2042, and that is going to come with a lot of issues that I'm sure you've all heard about the state of this beta specifically, and I definitely saw what a lot of people were talking about in terms of the state of this beta from a technical standpoint. Okay, so DICE has said that this build is allegedly 2 or 3 months old, and so we gotta take that with as fact, I suppose. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta really just hear what they gotta say, and that if this truly is a build that is 2 to 3 months old, and that a lot of these issues that we are seeing are already ironed out in the final build, then it is what it is, right? But I was experiencing like weird screen flickering, attachments not saving when I equip them, because you can equip and unequip different sights and barrels and different magazines and attachments on the fly while you're in gameplay. It's a really cool feature, right? So a lot of the time I would be putting on a scope and a different grip, and when I died and respawned, it would not save that configuration that I put on that gun. I feel like it should, and I think that's the design of it, because sometimes it would and other times it wouldn't. So I think that that is definitely a bug or a glitch or whatever. The wrong attachment being attached when I selected a different one, so I would put on a red dot, but then when I went back into the gameplay, it would attach an ACOG sight, and it's like, yo, that's not what I picked. Also, I was having weird things where I was not able to jump randomly randomly in some places in the map. I was not able to toggle my scope randomly because there's that scope that has a red dot on top of it and an ACOG on the bottom of it, and you're supposed to switch between those. I think with L3 or R3, that button wasn't working all the time. And there's a bunch of other things that I've been seeing online where the actual gun models aren't showing and people are shooting with their fingers, and a bunch of things that are definitely wrong with the beta that I experienced in only my hour of playtime. I saw a lot of this reoccurring, right? And these things are minor, right? I was still able to play the game and still enjoy myself with it in spite of these glitches and bugs, but definitely it's something to keep into account that this game is coming out in a month and this is how the beta is running. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, right? I mean, hey, they could be saying the truth, and when the final game comes out, all these things are not in the game, but it is kind of shaky to see this in the beta that is a month before the full game comes out. But guys, I gotta keep it honest, man. From a person that has not played Battlefield super seriously since like Battlefield 3 and everything, and I'm primarily a COD player, I gotta say, in spite of all of the glitches and bugs that this game definitely has, I still had a ton of fun playing this game on the open beta on PS5. I had a great time with it. It felt definitely like Battlefield 3. I was getting those Battlefield 3 vibes, which I love to see overall. I thought the gameplay was really nice, with the actual gunplay specifically being more towards a COD style. I think that's a great change. I think that is going to really bring a lot of people into it and keep people in, considering that this is an only multiplayer game, right? There's no campaign for it to lean on or anything like that. I think that having this change with the gunplay being more suited towards COD and medium to short range engagement will be a benefit to the game overall. And there was still the big spectacle, big battlefieldness of the game that I really enjoyed overall, you know, in spite of all the glitches and bugs with it. And I think that overall, if you got some free time on your hands, I think that, you know, you should definitely go check out this beta, at least see it for yourself, you know, have some fun with it. I thought it was a great beta overall. I had a lot of fun with it, and I'm definitely gonna dive into it tonight after I get off work. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on Battlefield 2042 on PS5, specifically with the open beta. Down below, what are your thoughts? Did you like it? Did you hate it? And I'll probably leave some more gameplay at the end of this video just to kind of let it ride out and get some raw gameplay for you guys. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Down below, guys, what do you think? Are you gonna check out this weekend, or are you not gonna check it out? Are you gonna wait for the full build? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and make sure also, before you go, hit up the description. You can find links to our Discord, our Twitter, and the Anchor link that you can listen to our Road to series podcast that is starting up very shortly in the new year 2022. Road to Forbidden West is coming. Definitely be on the lookout for that. And don't forget that giveaway with me and Nexigo. If you have a PS5 digital edition and you want that blacked out, entering the giveaway, you have a pretty solid chance at winning, you know what I'm saying? So definitely go do that. And yeah, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like on the video, as well as stay subscribed to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation and PS5 games coming out this fall. Thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.
Most sectors of the battle.
Let's not help! occupied Alpha Sector. We now hold Charlie Sector.
Hit! Neutralized!
We have the superior position. Do not let them reclaim ground.